Hello. Boy, do I have a treat for you today. There were so many people who were asking me about how do you share your Unreal Engine 5 projects with, for instance, the clients in architectural visualization industry, or with any user if you want to showcase a demo of something that you're working on, especially if they don't have a powerful computer. And I think it's better to show than to say. So here, this is a game that we have done in 2022, and it's running, in this case, it's running in the browser, right? So I can still rotate around, I can move around, and so on, in the browser, full lumen. So this requires a pretty powerful computer. So how is this achieved? Well, Arcane Mirage, the creators or the company behind this service, have reached out and asking me to just showcase the service to my user base. And since I really think that this is really cool, I agreed, right? So you create a project, you upload the project onto their servers, they generate a link, and then the project is played at the server and it's streamed onto the browser of any user that is looking at the project, right? So initially you don't need a powerful computer at all. You just need something with a stable internet connection to be able to open up any level of complexity project that there is. And in this video, I'm going to showcase how to set it up, how to get it working, right? So I think let's jump right into it. So since Arcane Mirage uses Linux as their main operating system, their servers uses Linux, we need to have the ability to package our games for Linux. And it's not hard to do. All you need to do is 4 steps in total. So let's go through them. Step number 1 is actually going to Unreal Engine documentation page. I'll leave a link to it in the video description below so that it's easier to find, and searching there for what's called a cross-compile toolchain so that you're able to compile for Linux, and downloading the newest version. So you can see that the newest version for Unreal is 5.2 that you can use. I will actually test it out with 5.3 as well, but for now 5.2, and you just simply download this toolchain right here. So you click on it, it downloads, you will open it up, install it, call it a day. Actually, after you have downloaded it and installed it, you will need to restart your computer. This is important, restarting the computer after you have installed it. So this is step 2. Step 3 is actually going to your Epic Games Launcher, finding your versions of Unreal that you have installed, and making sure that they have Linux as the target platform installed in them. To do so, you just click on this little arrow right here, go to Options, scroll down, and under Target Platforms you will see Linux, and make sure that there's a tick mark there. And I'll make sure on both of these versions. Yes, Linux is indeed tick marked. If you don't have Linux, it's going to download it and install it for you. Okay, once this is done, you open up your project. So I have 2 projects. One is the interior or interior/exterior environment that I have used for as an example file for our base as well as intermediate architectural visualization with Unreal Engine course. And for 5.3, to test that one out, I'm using just like a set of 2 pieces of geometry, meaning the little robot right here, the Nakagen capsule, as well as a imported from Grasshopper parametric model. Let me play this so that you can see what's up. Right? We have this kind of an environment. You have the possibility to open and close doors. As I'm talking, the you can see that the face of the character changes. And if we step outside, you can transform. I'm holding the right mouse button and left mouse button. You can transform the staircase quite neatly, right? So that's the functionality of 5.3. We will be compiling both of these to test out. Okay, sorry for that. Just had to introduce you to what we have here. Now to step number 3. Step number 3 is to make sure that there is no motion blur. And you do that by going to settings, project settings, typing in motion blur, and making sure that this is unticked. Also, if you have any post processing volume, typing in motion blur. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. And making sure that all of these are unticked, right? This will just make sure that the streaming of, you know, whatever you have on the scene, on the server, when the server is streaming that to the browser, there's no pixel smearing or anything like that. So the image comes out clean. Okay, once this is done, this is step number 3. Step number 4, last one, going to settings and plugins and making sure that there is a pixel streaming, like live streaming, only pixel streaming. Pixel streaming plugin is enabled. Tick mark that. If you don't have, if you tick mark it, it's probably going to ask you to restart Unreal Engine, so do that, and then you are going to be good to go. So how do you package? You package the project by going to platforms, Linux. If you don't see Linux, go to settings, project settings, target, supported platforms, and click, tick mark Linux here. So again, platform, Linux, development, and click on package project. It's going to ask you for where do you want to package it. I just choose a random folder on my desktop. Choose to select the folder. I can even rename this to 222. Select folder, and it's going to start packaging. This usually takes around 10 or 15 minutes to do, and I have already packaged this one, so I'm going to cancel it. But once it's done, then you can move on to the next step. I'll do exactly the same thing for this one. I'll go to platforms, Linux, package project, and the reason why I'm doing it for both is because you can see here allowed SDK version is v22, version 22, while we are operating with version 21. I want to see if Unreal Engine version 5.3 is stable and can be used to for this pixel streaming service. Hopefully it can. So Linux package project, yeah, it's complaining that the versions are not matching up. That's fine. Continue. And here, let me just rename this from, or actually, what do we have here? Like that, huh? Okay, so I'll rename this to Linux 2. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, and I'll let it run. So it seems like it is going to package. It's probably going to complain a little bit, but hopefully both projects will be packaged. Okay, I figured it out. It was my bad. There were some unresolved references and the compiler was freaking out. Either way, now it works. It was not the problem of the compiler itself. It should work for you as well. So now we have two folders here, one being for version 5.2 of the little house that we have, and one being for version 5.3 with the Nakagan capsule tower and our CRT robot there, right? Two projects, two separate projects. So the next step to actually get the files onto the Arcane Mirage server is to zip them, to zip the projects. So I need to select the folder, right click, add to archive, and choose zip, right? Zip, hit OK, and just let it run. let it run for a while. While this is running, let me talk quickly about the monetization and the how much does this service cost, right? So if you create an account with Arcane Mirage, you need to select what kind of plan you're going to be using, right? So the cheapest plan is $25 per month, which I think is pretty reasonable if you're using this kind of a service with a clientele in mind. If you're using it, for instance, from my perspective, to showcase your architectural proposal to a client, right? For the client to walk in. And so that is basically, that unlocks the capability of using the servers, of holding up to 3 projects with 8 gigabytes per project on the server. So as a point of reference, the project that I have just packaged, the full house there, is 3 gigabytes. So you can go a little bit bigger than that. All right. With that, there's also tokens. You can see here, 350 tokens per month. Rule of thumb is for each minute that the client spends in your environment, in your 3D model or Unreal Engine project, you pay 2 tokens. 1 minute of use is 2 tokens, right? An hour is 120 tokens. Tokens don't cost much. 1,000 of them costs $10, meaning 1 token is 1 cent. So you draw the conclusion of, each minute that you show the Unreal Engine project to the client, you're paying 2 cents. I think that is really, really reasonable, right? So you just choose your the plan that you want and you continue. By the way, 20% discount for those of you who are watching the video. You type in, when you're choosing the plan, you type in get the minus 20. I'll put like a line there, get minus 20, and you get a 20% discount, I believe, for the first month of use. Once you have that settled, then it's time to upload your first project. You click on this new project icon right here. Opens up this window. Basically, you just need your file, you need a thumbnail, and you need to write some information about the project. So in terms of the file, I believe we can just easily drag and drop it in. Bam. Your upload is in progress. Perfect. That's what I want to see. So it's uploading. Then for the image, I'm just going to choose some sort of a easy. I should be faster. Let's go for that one. Some thumbnail image. And for your project name, you can just name it. So I'm just going to say little house. Little house. For the categories, I believe there should be architectural visualization. There we go. Description. My first house proposal. And instructions. WASD to move. E to interact. I believe L to change, to open light menu. Right? That's that. And now the most important bit is selecting what kind of server, how many resources will you want, right? So if I enable this, you have RTX, A4000, A5000, and A6000, or Quadro RTX 4000, right? So the cheapest one is 1 token per minute. So it's even cheaper, right? It's 1 cent per minute. This is very good. You can see it has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. and it's not that powerful. So you can always try out with the cheapest one, and if it doesn't work out, then you just bump it up to the next one, which is going to be 2 cents per minute, right? Or 3 cents per minute, or 5 cents per minute. You really don't need RTX 86000 unless you really know what you're doing. Anyway, I'll choose the simplest one just to see if it holds up. And then here, the last settings that I'm going to kind of check out is enabling private project makes it so that only people to whom you send the link can open it. I will make this into a private project, but also I will put a link in the video description for all of you to check out. So if you want to open up this project in your browsers, click the link in the video description. Capture mouse, would you like the mouse to be captured? Wait, okay, yeah, sure. Capture the mouse and capture the microphone. Or for this one, I don't need to capture the microphone. I will need to capture it for the 5.3 version, the Arcane capsule tower. Okay, let's wait for it to upload, and once it's done, then we will test out both of the projects and see what's up. Here we go. I'm excited. So while our architectural visualization project is still loading, still pending, I think it's like 5 minutes or so, we can already test out the Arcane capsule tower plus CRT project. Click on that, launch experience, and let's just see what it gives us. I'm very excited. By the way, if you want to download all of these projects and to just have all of the files, the Unreal Engine files and everything that I do on this channel, consider supporting the channel in Patreon as well. Link in the video description below. So if you support, you get the full kind of Google Doc sheet of all of the downloads for every single file that we make. Okay, so it does want us to use our microphone. That's perfect. Let's do a full screen. Look around. Whoa. Pum pum pum. Okay. It is not catching my microphone. That's fine. It seems like there are some issues with nanite. So you can see this jaggedness happening. It feels like that might be because we're using 5.3 version rather than 5.2. Besides that, I can open things, close things, and let's step outside. Keep in mind that I am doing this over Wi-Fi, and I have I'm also recording it, so my graphics card is really struggling right now. Seems to be working quite well though. Come on, yeah, there we go. Nice. Open it up. Wonderful. Okay, great. So this project I think is quite successful. Or this test is quite successful. The only thing that I couldn't get to work is the microphone, and also nanite is a little bit jagged, which we'll see if that is going to also be the case with 5.2 version, our ArcViz project. Here it is. Here it is. So let me escape out so that you can actually see what's going on, right? We have ourselves a scene that actually works on a browser. So impressed by this and so happy about this. Let's just see if our E button, yep, we can have ourselves a golden floor and a golden niche, I guess. And also we can open up doors and step inside and look at the nice bedroom that we can propose for the clients and whatnot. This works. It is a working system. It is a working service, and I will be using it greatly for my clients. All of the links for you to check out these models are going to be available, or maybe I'll just put in a single link, are going to be available for you in the video description below. By the way, with version 5.2, the nanite is not a problem. Yeah, it builds nanite correctly. So it is 5.3, problem with 5.3 that nanite is not being constructed properly. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this one, that you found this one informative. Definitely check out Arcane Mirage, a really great service. And I will see you in the next one. Later.